If you own rental property in New York, the good cause eviction law is one of the most significant changes to landlord-tenant law in decades, and you need to understand it. Signed in April 2024, the law does three things. It requires landlords to have a legally valid reason to evict a tenant or refuse to renew a lease. It requires lease renewals in most circumstances, and it links rent increases above a certain threshold to a local rent standard that tenants can challenge in court. Before this law, landlords with market rate tenants could simply decline to renew a lease without explanation. That's no longer the case for most covered properties. So which properties are covered? The law applies directly to New York City and to any other municipality that has opted in. And dozens have, including Albany, Ithaca, Kingston, Rochester, and more. It covers most multifamily buildings with 10 or more units where the rent is at or below 245% of the area fair market rent. Smaller buildings, fewer than 10 units where the landlord lives in the building, may be exempt. So are condos, co-ops, and units with rents above the fair market threshold. But don't assume exemption without verifying. For covered properties, valid grounds to evict or non-renew include non-payment of rent, material lease violations, illegal activity, owner move-in, and substantial rehabilitation. Not wanting the tenant anymore is not a valid reason. On rent increases, the law creates a local rent standard, currently 5% plus regional CPI, or 10%, whichever is lower. An increase above that threshold isn't automatically illegal, but if the tenant can't pay and you file for non-payment, they can raise the increase as a defense in housing court. What do landlords need to do right now? Check whether your property is covered. Review any pending non-renewals. Do you have a valid legal reason? Calculate the local rent standard before issuing any rent increase. And consult a New York landlord-tenant attorney before filing any eviction in a covered jurisdiction. The law is complex, it's evolving, and courts are actively interpreting it. Professional legal advice isn't optional here, it's essential. TenantScreeningBackgroundCheck.com. Screen New York tenants before you ever need to worry about what happens when the tenancy ends.